What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Parasite Eve, now with over 99% less original content. Sad part is, by now, I'm pretty sure that's from something, too. By the way, before we go any further, I want to talk about these consoles right here. These things will ask you either a science question or something based on the environment. Now, the correct answer for this one is it showed you 9 animals. However, listen carefully here. That high-pitched squeaking sound, that's the correct answer noise. However, if you get it incorrect, you'll be told because you'll hear the exact same buzzer you hear in the beginning when you start the thing up, as I will demonstrate here. Now, unfortunately, I already got the prize from this one. Yes, giving the correct answer gives you items. And getting them incorrect will give you slightly less useful items as you go up and up and up in the number of incorrect answers. So, yeah, watching me might give you a little bit of an edge. Get some ammo, some medicine, just things that'll help you out. By the way, I love the enemy in this room, this giant scorpion here. He follows your every move, so I just kind of like to waltz with this guy a little bit. Man, you're such a good dancer for a guy who has like 4 left feet. Thank you. I'll be here all night. It goes back to that whole original content thing I was talking about. It is very hard. It's sort of like the music argument these days that there's only so many possible chords you can play. So inevitably you're going to come up with something that sounds a lot like something somebody's already made. And it's the same sort of deal with jokes. It's that the real geniuses these days are the guys like JonTron who can figure out how to tell the exact same thing in a way that feels new and fresh. Oh, come on, Aya. Don't get caught up in reloading just yet. Oh, I lost haste at the worst possible moment right there. Yeah, this guy is made quite a bit easier by moving around a lot faster because you can just pummel him with bullets really quickly before he can do anything drastic to you. That fog that he spits at you right there, that can be very dangerous, but I wish I had shown this off because if you manage to shoot him halfway through that attack, the fog just stops. It's part of the animation and just freezes mid-air. I love it. Here's another console here for you, if it can activate. Sorry, I can't really tell. I have my sound turned down a little bit so it doesn't pick up on the camera. What was the nutritional source of the first organism that lived 3.9 billion years ago? Well, that would be nitrogen oxides from volcanoes, thank you. Yeah, not all of these you're going to learn over the course of the game. These are kind of things you had to know beforehand, but don't worry, Slippy's here. And he was promptly killed by me, so now I'm here to take his place and inform you about everything you need to know. No new items? Items? Well, I might get a new item, but as for enemies, no. Nothing worth showing here. Now, one thing I hear quite a bit about the museum is that it's a very hard place to navigate through. No, it's not. In fact, it's a very linear path going from one point to another. Even if you start to stray off, Aya will tell you it's locked. There's no other way to go except the one. And in this case, we're going north. And you're going to find this a lot. There's just a bunch of locked doors in this place, a bunch of different, maybe that's what they're referring to. After you unlock everything, that's when it's hard to navigate. But again, you've already gone through every single room. You've created a mental map by now, and you know the place top to bottom. So, I don't know, maybe I just have a much better photogenic memory than most people, but I never had trouble navigating through this place. Ooh, level up. How many points do I get for that? Oh, just enough. How about that? Yeah, you'll notice I'm still picking up the junk that I get off of these enemies. That's something, how many times can I possibly say we'll get to that later? Just, if you know the drill by now. Heal myself up here real quick. Why don't we take a trip north before we go up the stairs? There's a point to this, trust me. Honestly, there's not much to this room up here. It's just a bunch of heads from a different part of the world. Nice and exotic. Olmec? That's where you went after Nickelodeon stopped doing cool game shows. Well, okay, that's not really fair. I have watched the new version of Figure It Out, and it's okay. They also have that, Oh, what was that one? Something about brains? Grace showed it to me a long time ago. I don't know. They're doing all right. It's not nearly as good as it was back in the heyday, but it's okay. Anyways, hey, we got a brand new enemy right here. Armadillos. Now, these guys aren't too hard to figure out at all. At all. Like, they telegraph their attacks for about an hour before they fire themselves at you. But I will concede they do have kind of a unique idea driving their tactics. And you'll notice this here in a second after I kill one of them. Once you manage to defeat one enemy in the group, like so, once these guys start doing their attacks, watch, he winds up for one, but then he immediately turns around and starts doing another. They increase their number of attacks as the enemy group dwindles in numbers. And I like that. That's such a cool idea. Is that enemy groups that react based on how many enemies are actually in the group. I wish that was expanded on a little more. It's a neat little concept. But how would you expand on it? Maybe... Well, I'm discussing this with one of my programmers right now on the game we're working on. There's a group of enemies that you have just flying around in space. And as you destroy, you can only hurt the leader of this little string. So once you destroy one of them, the other ones behind them start moving a little faster. Just something along the lines of that. I don't know, you could have a lot of fun with design like that. You could have a lot of fun with... There's still a lot of really untouched territory in JRPGs in general. I still say I'd love a game where that is absolutely nothing but boss fights from beginning to end. See, the mitochondria creates ATP at supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. You know what? How about I just give you the number? There we go, medicine 3. Uh-oh. Seems someone's trying to contact me on Skype right now. I will be right back. God! Don't you people know I'm recording? Can't you read my mind from halfway across the country? Jeez! Just pick ourselves up some power-ups here. Boost up our armor a little bit. I'm gonna need it. The bosses in this place and just the enemies in general hit pretty damn hard, so you're going to need all the help you can get. Speak! Focus! Not necessarily in that order. Moving right along. And of course, I can't get through here. See what I mean? Although I do appreciate... This is one of the places where I really do appreciate the sort of... our old friend, the pre-rendered backgrounds. It's kind of cool seeing all the displays in the museum here. And by the way, that little avalanche scene that we saw earlier, this is why I triggered that down there first. If you'll notice all of the skid marks on the ground here, something was previously here blocking our path before. By going down there first, I managed to avoid wasting all of your time. So be grateful! You should thank me for that. Not really, no. It's just kind of a common courtesy. The fact that I'm the recorder and I'm giving you entertainment. I can go up or down. Well, first we're gonna go down. As women tend to do? I don't know. I have no idea where I could take that. I'm trying to work on that. That's... Oh, don't swap the position of it. Actually use it. Oy vey. Ay, Dios mío. Anyways, grab yourself a tool while you're in here, along with the offense +1 outside, and that's pretty much it. That's the only reason we came down here. No, there's much more waiting for us up the ladder. And by the way, something you should probably try to avoid, speaking of wasting time, don't try approaching this ladder from the front, because Aya will take several seconds walking around over to the side just so she can decide whether she's going to go up or down. Early 3D games, everybody. Anyways, make sure you grab the treasure chest right here, just in case you didn't notice it. That way you can get yourself another rocket. Yeah, and they only give you one at a time. No, like I said, you gotta use them sparingly. Save them for the important fights. This probably isn't one of them. Nope, same old shit. Yeah, I know this is going to sound a little bit weird that I'm just now figuring this out, but really the entire thing of comedy, what I'm trying to work on right now is... by the way, I'll give you just a second to read this question in case you want to know. What I'm trying to work on right now is taking things that I say or things that happen in the game and trying to immediately train myself to immediately turn them into something funny, which I know is something I probably should have figured out a long-ass time ago, but it'll definitely improve my commentary a little bit if I can figure out how to make a joke out of just absolutely anything. Pretty hard to make a joke out of a battle you've already seen, though. What can I do here? Keep rolling, 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 rolling. Come on. Well, that's a little modern. How about we go with something classic? Roll out the... What am I thinking? Rollin', rollin', rollin'. That's the one, the Fievel Goes West song, which I'm pretty sure isn't from Fievel Goes West originally. Rawhide. Yeah, Rawhide, Blues Brothers. It's probably not from that either. What am I, an uncultured prick? By the way, this is a really cool little detail here. Like the evolution of man comes all the way up here and... Hello. One's just kind of toppled over, covered in all of that slime. Good symbolism, guys. No, that's really good. I appreciate that. Like I said below... Now, okay, like I said before, I really appreciate that sort of thing when it's done correctly. By the way, check this out. In 1987, Cannon Wilson released a theory stating that humans were derived from mitochondria Eve. Which organism is thought to be mitochondria Eve? The only thing you would have learned over the course of this game, an African female. If you take nothing else to heart from this game, let it be that. Oh, more battles. My favorite. Another level up. And hey! We got pre-raise. Basically, this is an auto revive, pretty much. When your HP reaches 0, it'll save you back. It'll save you back. It'll bring you back to life, save you from death. That's the combination of things I was trying to say. And look at this. Look at this, like, giant display of the inside of a cell. Couldn't you imagine this being in a real museum, all light up and everything? It'd be cool to look at that kind of thing as a kid. Like if you go on a field trip or something, that'd be awesome. And then that brings us to this room. Whoa! Just comes flying out of nowhere and initiates a battle. That's why I love this chapter. I mentioned before how this is the kind of thing that got me interested in the game again after all the trouble I had over in the warehouse, and this is why. This is entirely the reason. I have no idea. If you've never played this game before, you just cannot predict what's going to happen in this chapter. I mean, Eve reviving dinosaurs and bringing them to fight you? That's just unbelievable. And by the way, did you notice how this guy attacks? Okay, so let me get this straight. We are fighting a flying reptile, ancient in origin, whose main method of damage is blasting us with blue balls of energy. And one of our main attacks, as a cop, is the ability to channel all of our internal power into one wave of utter destruction. I don't have a choice, guys. Okay, I am given absolutely no choice in this situation. I know I said this in the beginning, making fun of the fact that I had no original content, but I can't. I cannot avoid this. I have to make this joke now.
Oh yeah, it's a goddamn dinosaur laser fight.
And there we go. Alrighty then. Do I end the episode off here? Because this kind of is a crux. This is about the halfway point through the museum. And the other half... Well, hate to drop this line again, but yeah, we're gonna have a lot to talk about in the next episode. So, next time on Let's Play Parasite Eve, we will continue on to the museum and see what other surprises await us further in the displays. Till then, I'm What the Fnu. See you later, everybody!